I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates, baby. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me.
See you again everyone, welcome back to our online class. According to our schedule, in the first session on Monday, we are going to learn about Hangout. So let's start our first session. So Hangout, we are still in Unit 3, right? And the title of Unit 3 is Shopping for a Pet. Shopping for a pet. And last week, you learned about new vocabularies about pet, right? Can you tell me some words? Like the word kitten, the word puppy, the word turtle, the word parrot. Okay, there are 8 words that we learn from the vocabulary in Unit 3, Shopping for a Pet. And today we are going to learn more about would rather. Some of you know how to use would rather, but some of you still don't know how to use would rather. That's why today I made one more video in the first session of our Hangout session. And I am going to teach you how to use would rather. And there are 3 main points: the positive form, the negative form, and the question form. So let's start our first session. So when do we use would rather? So if you look at here, would rather is used to decide a preference when making a choice among different options. So easily speaking, it means that we use would rather when we want to choose one thing when we have a lot of choices. Okay, so your friend asks you to go to the movie theater. Example, let's go to the movie theater today, there is a new movie. And then you say, I would rather go home. So it means that you have 2 choices. One choice is you go with your friend to the movie theater, and one more choice you have to go home. So you have 2 choices, but you choose only one. So I would rather go home. So you want to go home, then go to the movie theater with your friend. So when you have 2 or more choices and you choose only one, you can use would rather. So would rather is used to decide a preference when making a choice among different options. So let's go to the first point, positive form. This is the form that you should remember. So the positive form is subject, as it is subject, and then we plus would rather, and then we plus we here is verb. Base form, it means that verb 1. Example, go, when, gone. Verb 1 is go, base form. And then and then plus verb. Look at example. Number 1. I would rather stay home than go out tonight. I would rather stay home than go out tonight. So subject I would rather, and then verb stay, and then verb go. So this is the form. I would rather stay home than go out tonight. So when your friend asks you, or someone asks you to go outside, would you like to go outside with me tonight? And then you answer, I would rather stay home than go out tonight. So you have 2 choices. One choice is to go with your friend, and one choice you decide to stay home. That's why you use I would rather stay home than go out tonight. Let's look at the second example. I would rather eat spicy noodle than drink Amazon. I would rather eat spicy noodle than drink Amazon. So here you have 2 choices, right? One choice is to eat spicy noodle, and one more choice is to drink Amazon. But you want to eat spicy noodle. That's why you say I would rather eat spicy noodle than drink Amazon. Okay, so you have to choose one. So I here is the subject, would rather, and then verb eat, and then verb drink. So remember, I would rather, it has the contracted form, it has the short form. You can say I'd rather, I apostrophe D and then rather. That is the short form. So you can say I would rather or I'd rather. So that is the short form, apostrophe D and then rather. Now we have finished the positive form. Remember, the form is subject plus would rather, or we can write the short form apostrophe D, the rather. We don't need to write W-O-U-L-D. And then verb, and then verb. Let's go to the negative one. So normally the negative form we only need to add not, right? So here, when preferring a negative option, we use not here. We use not before verb, before the verb. Let's look at the example. I'm tired. You know, tired, right? When you are tired, it means that you have no power. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, so I'm tired. I'd rather not go out tonight. So here, like I told you, this is the short form of would rather. Here it means that I would rather, but I don't want to write a full form. I want to write a short form. So I'd rather not go out tonight. So here we use not before verb. Where is the verb? The verb is go, right? And then we have to use not before the verb. Not and then verb before the verb. So I'm tired. I'd rather not go out tonight. So in the negative form, we only add not, and then it becomes a negative sentence. Let's go to number 2. Srelip would rather not talk to him. Srelip would rather not talk to him. So verb here is talk, and then we have to use not in front of the verb. So Srelip would rather not talk to him. So easy, right? Because in the negative form we only add not. So if you remember the positive form, you can do the negative form. How about the question form? Question. So the question form, this is the form of the question form. So would, start with would, and then plus subject, and then plus rather, and then plus verb, and then of course don't forget the question mark. So would plus subject plus rather plus verb. Verb here is verb 1, and then plus question mark. Let's look at the example. Would you rather come with us? Would you rather come with us? Would you rather come with us? So would here, and then subject you, and then rather, and then verb, and then question mark. So easy, right? Would you rather come with us? And number 2, would he rather go to school with me? Would he rather go to school with me? So let's look at example number 1 again. Would you rather come with us? So in this situation, example, you are at school and then you are waiting for your parents to come to take you home. But your parents are so late, and then your friends who have motorbikes, and then they want to ask you to go home with them, and then they can say, would you rather come with us? It means that you don't need to wait for your parents, you can come with us, but they ask you, would you rather come with us or wait for your parents, example. So this is the, so you have 2 choices, right? One choice is to wait for your parents to come, and one more choice is you have to go with your friends. Okay, so would you rather come with us? Look at example number 2 again. Would he rather go to school with me? Would he rather go to school with me? So if we look at the example, for example, you live next to your friend's house. Example, your friend's name is Ratana, example. So you live next to Ratana, and Ratana's parents that day, they are so busy. And then you say to his parents that would he rather go to school with me? You ask the parents because they are busy, they cannot take Ratana to school, but you have the motorbike, so that you want to ask Ratana to go with you, and then you ask his parents, would he rather go to school with me? So he here, it means Ratana, right? And Ratana has 2 choices. One choice is to wait for their parents who are very busy, and choice number 2, he can go with me or with you, the example. So would he rather go to school with me? Okay, so we finished the positive form, subject plus would, rather plus verb plus then plus verb. And then the negative form, you just add not, but you have to know where is the place that you should use the word not before the verb. And the question mark, in the question form, would plus subject plus rather plus verb and plus question mark. Let's look at one last example in the conversation. So here, there are two people who are speaking to each other, talking to each other, Kosal and David. So Kosal example, let's go to the movie theater. There is a new movie today. Kosal says, let's go to the movie theater. There is a new movie today. And then David say, I'd rather go home now. I have a terrible headache. I'd rather go home now. It means that I would rather go home now. This is the short form. I'd rather go home now. I have a terrible headache. So here it means that David has two choices. One choice is to go to the movie theater with Kosal, and one more choice is to go home. And he decides to go home because he has a terrible headache. Okay, so remember, when you have two or more choices to make a decision, you can use would rather. I would rather teach you than go to drink water, example. So remember, would rather is used to decide a preference when making a choice among different options. When you have a lot of options or a lot of choices, you can use the word rather to decide the one thing that you like to choose. Okay, now that's the end of our first video, and see you after the break at 8:55.